The year was 1462. Sultan Mehmed II, conqueror of Constantinople, now stood on the edge of the Wallachian border. He expected an easy campaign, a swift subjugation of a minor principality. What greeted him instead was a grotesque forest of 20,000 corpses, impaled, rotting, their faces contorted in eternal screams. A nauseating stench hung in the air. Men vomited. Horses refused to proceed. This was not war. This was madness. And its architect? Vlad III Dracula, known to history as Vlad the Impaler. Thus began one of the most brutal and strategically bizarre confrontations in medieval history. Vlad was born in 1431 in Transylvania, the son of Vlad II Dracula, a nobleman and member of the Order of the Dragon. His father's shifting political allegiances between Hungary and the Ottoman Empire cost him dearly. In 1442, Vlad and his younger brother Radu were taken hostage by the Ottomans. While Radu adapted to Ottoman life, even befriending Sultan Mehmed, Vlad stewed in anger. He witnessed impalements, torture, and cruelty within the empire's courts. Ironically, it was here, in the belly of the beast, that Vlad learned the art of terror. Upon release, Vlad set his sights on reclaiming Wallachia, a region racked by internal strife and foreign influence. In 1456, with Hungarian support, Vlad seized the throne. Once in power, he moved swiftly, eliminating rival boyars in a brutal Easter feast. Nobles were skewered on stakes while still alive. Vlad was sending a clear message. Wallachia would not be ruled by corruption. He centralized power, rebuilt fortresses, and punished crime ruthlessly. Thieves were impaled. Merchants who lied were staked publicly. Underneath the cruelty was a strange sense of justice. A land so dangerous, it became safe. In one of his most infamous acts, Vlad invited hundreds of noble families to a grand Easter banquet. Once the wine had flowed and the toasts concluded, he turned on them. Accusing them of betrayal, he ordered them seized. The young and fit were enslaved to build his Poenari fortress. The elders were impaled immediately. Smoke rose for days over Targoviste. The message was clear: loyalty or death. Stories of Vlad's cruelty spread far and wide. He impaled beggars after inviting them to a feast. He punished merchants who cheated customers. He lined roads with the bodies of criminals. But there was method to the madness. With enemies on all sides, boyars, Hungarians, and the Ottomans, terror was his greatest ally. In Wallachia, crime vanished. Foreign envoys trembled. Even enemy generals hesitated. In the summer of 1462, Sultan Mehmed II marched into Wallachia with over 90,000 soldiers. Vlad had a fraction of that number. Conventional battle was suicide. So Vlad chose terror and trickery. On a moonless night, dressed as Turkish soldiers, Vlad and his men infiltrated the Ottoman camp. They killed sentries, lit tents ablaze, and tried to assassinate the Sultan. Though Mehmed escaped, thousands of his soldiers did not. Panic spread in Ottoman ranks. Vlad's reputation grew darker and more mythic. Retreating toward Targoviste, Mehmed encountered Vlad's most gruesome masterpiece, a forest of 20,000 impaled corpses lining the road. Victims included enemy soldiers, criminals, even some captured Wallachians. Each stake was arranged geometrically, some tall, others short, giving the impression of a horrifying landscape. The Sultan was shaken. He ordered a retreat. Vlad had repelled one of the greatest armies in Europe, not with numbers, but with fear. German and Russian pamphlets began circulating stories of Vlad's sadism. They portrayed him as a bloodthirsty lunatic, boiling people alive, nailing turbans to heads, forcing mothers to eat their own children. While many stories were exaggerated, they served a purpose. Vlad became a symbol, part demon, part patriot. His enemies feared him. His people, strangely, respected him. Centuries later, Bram Stoker would borrow his name, Dracula, for his immortal vampire. Despite his defense against the Ottomans, Vlad's cruelty eventually isolated him. The boyars he didn't kill now conspired against him. Seeking refuge, he turned to King Matthias Corvinus of Hungary, who promptly imprisoned him. For over a decade, Vlad languished in a Hungarian cell. His brother Radu, now a puppet of the Ottomans, ruled Wallachia. But fate was not done with Vlad. In 1476, with Ottoman threats rising again, Vlad was released and reinstated as ruler with Hungarian backing. But his final reign was brief. As he tried to secure his fragile kingdom, he was ambushed and killed near Bucharest. His head was sent to Mehmed in Constantinople, displayed as a trophy. His body vanished. Some say he was buried at Snagov Monastery. Others claim he was never found. In Western Europe, Vlad remained a symbol of monstrous cruelty. But in Romania, he became a national hero, a man who stood against invaders, preserved independence, and imposed order through force. Even today, opinions are split. Was he a sadist or a savior? A psychopath or patriot? The real Dracula may have died centuries ago, but his legend never did. The shadow he cast across the Carpathians still looms. His castle ruins attract tourists. His story inspires books, films, and nightmares. And in the annals of history, few names evoke such fear, fascination, and fury as Vlad the Impaler.